What's happening, YouTube? Genji here, and today I'm going to be putting on my thinking cap for Blueprints, a cheekily named time-based architectural puzzle game. This game's been getting tons of hype online leading up to its release, and it's been able to back up that hype with a number of awards. From what I've read, it is a heavily pen and paper-based puzzle game, so I've got my notebook handy here as we set off to find the secretive Room 46, so let's get to it.
Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly estate at Reddington do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
Day 1. That's us, Simon P. Jones. Ooh, fancy foyer. 50 steps? Whoa. That's an interesting looking mountain. It's a symmetrical clefts on either side of the peak. Crazy. The grounds. Oh, our step counter is going down. Or is it? It was at 50, now it's at 49. I'm not sure what that means just yet. I have started taking notes already. So we are Simon P. Jones. We are the son of Mary Matthews, who is the niece of Herbert S. Sinclair. And the will was signed 18th March, 1993. I don't know if any of that's going to come into play, but we have it ready. So the clock. I don't know if it's going to matter. I'm in one of those like hyper conspiratorial modes, like everything is relevant. Document everything. So it's 8:07 on the clock. 8:07. Let's take a stroll around the grounds first before we head inside. If you can explore it, it's probably relevant. Okay, we can run. Oh, and there is a something or other. There's a basement down there. And a secret door that we cannot interact with. I wonder how much of a knowledge-based game this is, like Outer Wilds. If you knew how to solve the game, you could just from the start of the game, right off rip, you could just go directly to the end of the game and beat it in like 5 minutes. Somebody is camping out the campsite. Due to the rules set forth in your great-uncle's will, you are not allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. You may call it a day at any time from the blueprint menu and tab. This can be accessed after picking up the blueprint in the entrance hall. I can't press tab, so we're doing things out of order. There's an orchard with a number lock. Okay, so we're discovering puzzles. I guess let's head back and do things the right way so that we can actually start progressing in the game. Ooh. He says as he's immediately distracted by a new fancy door. What's this? Also, I see I'm covering up some information, so let's put myself in that corner. Alright, I'll see you back at the front door. Okay, so we are losing our step count. So now we're down to 44, so I might have hurt myself by going off on a tangent there. Open only in the event of my death. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules for this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, "Don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. Sinclair." Okay. This is like the 13 Ghosts house, constantly shifting. You found the Mount Holly blueprint. This will serve as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure. You may access the blueprint menu by pressing tab. Okay, so we're here in the entrance hall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 45. Nothing in our inventory. We can call it a day. All right. I'm sure we will start filling this in as we wander around. So let's start wandering. Queen of Diamonds. Write that down. More time puzzles. I'm just looking to see if the clock is actually progressing, and it is. Okay, so that would explain why it's not the same time as it was outside. Select a room to draft. Interesting. So we build the layout of the house as we explore. So we make this a hallway because that gives us access to more branching rooms, right? I assume a closet or a bedroom would be kind of the end of the line for this branch. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Crowbar. Prayer beads. We'll make this one +4 coins. I don't know what that means. But there are 2 items in a closet. Oh, okay. So we're kind of picking what we want to acquire. Let's get 2 items from this closet. We have a key. And I'm missing the second item. We can't jump. There we go. Running shoes. Occasionally save steps when traveling longer distances across the estate and grounds. Okay, so we could have definitely used that before we ran around outside all willy-nilly. Let's go this way. A guest bedroom, is that going to give us plus 10 steps, or is it going to cost us 10 steps? A storeroom, a key, a gem, and a coin. We don't exactly know what these are useful for yet. Let's do a parlor. The blue box contains the gems. This box is the black box. This box is the white box. So then this box contains the gems, right? This is black. This is white. The only other color is blue, so it would have to be this one. We have a key, but I don't seem to be able to interact with any of the boxes. Unless there's a special key we find in here. A small coin purse. Each time you collect 3 coins, earn an additional 1 coin in interest. Grandpa. Oh, here's the key. The wind-up key, a component of the parlor game. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing your mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game that I played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write it with the particulars of this game, when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, M. Laurie. May the 2nd. There will always be at least one box which displays only truths. Oh god, it's a truth teller, lie teller game. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. At least one, so there could be 2. Always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. Oh boy. Okay, so some of these boxes can be lying. The blue box contains the gems, so that could actually potentially be a lie. This box is the black box. This box is the white box. So we know at the very least that these 2 boxes are lying, right? Because they claim that they're colors that they are not. So if that's the case, if this box is the black box, if this box is a liar, and this box is a liar, then there has to be at least one box that's telling the truth. So it would have to be this box, right? So the blue box contains the gems would have to be true. Now the question is the blue box actually the blue colored box? Or is there a meta shuffle here where the colors of the box are not actually indicative of which box they are? So let's test our theory. So if this is telling the truth, the blue box contains the gems. This is the visual blue box. Even though it says it's the white box, it's a liar. We'll put the gem here. Oh, sorry, they put the key here. Hey, we're correct. Okay, so we're just overthinking it. 2 gems. +1 in the den. Corridor is always left unlocked. Oh, so we can encounter doors that are locked. Okay. No, it says it's always left unlocked. Does that mean that the doors can, like, spontaneously lock behind us? Let's take another den. I'm not exactly sure what the gems are useful for just yet. Time is progressing. Oh, it's just laying out. There's no puzzle for it this time. Okay. Forgot to mute my phone before I started recording. We have a very big clock here. So many clocks. This is like the clock room. 1 clock, 2 clock, 3 clock, 4 clock, 5 clock, 6 clock. Whenever you enter the chapel, lose 1 coin. Well, I don't have any coins. But I may, it says whenever you enter, so I could potentially have to backtrack to the chapel and cost myself additional coins. Whenever you enter this room, gain 2 steps. But we don't, I mean, I guess there's another one back in the foyer, but we don't want to put ourselves at a dead end, because then we can't progress any farther. So then is the actual challenge of this game to just be able to fill in 46 tiles here without dead-ending yourself? Interesting. So it's a puzzle game mixed with kind of like a meta-puzzle tactical game. I dig it. Greetings from Reddington. Okay. Closet. Drawers. Ottoman. Stone from the 5th element. Am I crazy to say there was going to be stuff in this room? Oh. Nope, I picked the 2 steps. Okay. Oh. Mount Hall Directory. Mount Holly Directory. Okay, so this is just like a gallery of rooms that you've discovered so far. 1 star for each time you've drafted observatory. Gem required. Sure. We have a gem to spare. We now have 1 star in the top left by our footprints. No idea what that's for. There is a clock below the globe, just clocks everywhere. I'm not sure why this in particular is interactable. As is this. Let's read. The Fixed Stars, The Stargazer's Companion to Constellations by Richard Witt. Preface. This book contains a complete starbase, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than 1 on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. North Star, +1 gold. Twins. The Slice. Oh, 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. Crazy. Okay, so depending on what we find, based on the particular day, we're going to get different effects. I'm not going to read all the different outcomes here. Special flowers. And before I interact with that, I just want to check out the rest of the room. Not sure how you're going to see anything with the doors closed. Now there it is. Okay, so first off, we need to point it at the opening. Let's see, there's a wheel here, which we can't interact with, so let's do this. I probably should have done it the other way. Suddenly, I am reminded heavily of the old Myst games. This feels like a very Mystian puzzle. Oh, that's maximum? Huh? Unless... Can I move it up again? Are we... yeah, we're probably just hitting the roof there. I guess the downside of this is that we're wasting steps running back and forth to align this thing. Okay, so you need to go up. One more time. Okay, so that's maximum. So assuming that's the case, we should now be able to move this over one more time. There we go. Okay, so there's one. Gain one. Okay, we have one coin. And I assume if there were more than one, they would all appear at the same time, right? Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one single day. So they would be just different constellations on that same screen. So that's all we get from this room, I assume. Another storeroom, another corridor, or a drawing room. Okay, so we can get 2 branches off of this one. You may draw new floor plans while drafting this room. What? What does that mean? Ooh, I like this room. There he is. Grampy. So draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. From here, or already commonplace? We've drafted it one time. Okay, there are descriptions for each one. A social sitting room adored wall to wall with artwork and drawings. An unfinished sketch of your uncle. Oh, he's our uncle, not our grandpa. Sits on an easel in the middle of the room, providing a vivid image of what were presumably his final days. Well, he would be our grand-uncle, right? Because we're the son of his niece. That would remove him by 2 generations. Whatever. Select a room to draft. We can do whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. We're not hurting for steps yet. West Wing Hall. Uh-oh. We were robbed of a door. Unless... Oh, it's because we, Okay, so that matters. So you have to keep in mind what direction the room is facing and what part of the grid you're on. Okay, because I just essentially screwed myself out of one potential extra room. Understood. A bathroom, a storeroom, or a kitchen? Blueprint map. So we do have another branch out of the drawing room, potentially. So it's not the end of the world if we dead-end ourselves here. So we'll take a coin, a key, and a gem. So now we have to backtrack. And branch off from the drawing room. Okay, so we're kind of wide open here. But we do need to start going back down. Like, it is our first day, but I mean, we might as well play the game the way the game is designed to be played, right? Oh, I just realized I'm blocking half the map. Crap, there's no good spot for me on the screen. There we go. So, yeah, the objective seems to be we have to fill in every single square in order to discover the 46th room, right? So we need to make like a right-hand turn and fill these in before going back up, I assume. So we need something. Redraw floor plans. Okay, that was the special effect of the drafting room, right? Oh, okay. Redraw floor plans means that you can you can re-roll the potential rooms. So a nook or a pantry would actually be pretty good. Although a passageway, ooh, that's kind of huge. Because then we can fill in every direction, and we have just enough gems for it. So we're gonna do a passageway. I like the lighting in here. Holy crap. Yeah, so now we can go fill in every direction. So let's go back down. And there's dead ends in every direction. Crap. I guess a chapel is technically not. We just lose money passing through it. What happens if you don't have any money? Does the chapel refuse you? Okay, so one of these... We lost one of these. Is there a way to choose what orientation, like what rotation the room goes in? Because if this was flipped 180 degrees with the door on the right-hand side instead of the left, that would have been much more useful. My money. Yeah, so that one's a waste. Okay, hopefully we can get away without having to backtrack through here, but we do have one more coin if necessary. Select a room to draft. Either a nook or a spare room. Let me see. Oh, okay. Oh, it shows us what direction it's going to be in. So a spare room that leads back to the entrance hall. So that would at least prevent us from having to waste another coin to pass through here, right? Now, if I right click, can I rotate? Press R to rotate. No, I guess it just picks a direction for you. A nook will be a waste because that'll just backtrack us, or we'll hit a wall and we'll have to go back to the chapel. So we're gonna do a spare room. We're back. So now we can go this way. Blueprint map, locksmith, keys for sale, a corridor or a guest bedroom. Well, we don't want to dead end ourselves, so we're going to do a corridor. A nook or a pantry, food for sale. What do we need food for? So one key, we have keys. We could use some more coins. Let's take a pantry, although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, that's perfect because we're at the end of the map anyway, right? Yeah. A banana. Oh. Okay, so that's what food does. Gives us more steps. Coin and a note. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. An extra guest? The plot thickens. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. Okay, is this part of a puzzle? 5 apples, 5 bananas, and 5 oranges added together equals 50 steps. I noted it down just in case. All right, a nook would be perfect. Each day, a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been achieved. Don't know what that means, but that is more useful to us door-wise than the lavatory or the nook, so we'll pick that. No meal for us. Okay, so here we can afford to put a dead end. Security. View the inventory of all items currently in the house. We don't have any gems, unfortunately. Bunk room. This room counts as 2 bedrooms. What would be the usefulness of that? Utility closet, breaker box. I don't know what that means, so we'll take that. I'm gonna do a little discovery. Key card entry system. Turn on the power of the garage, and we're missing a breaker for a cabinet. Vac indicators. Not sure what that does. No, we'll find out. You're more likely to draw green rooms while drafting. I don't know what the significance of the color of the rooms is yet. East Wing Hall would be pretty huge. So we can do another dead-end room here. Bunk room, guest bedroom, or... Oh, we don't want to do... Well, we can't do security. We don't have any gems. So let's see what happens when we do 2 bedrooms. Can we get some more bananas? Okay, so bananas are 3. Steps. An old Atari. Not quite the right color for an Atari, but the shape and joystick are very Atari-esque. Oh, hang on. Today is a good day because Simon is at camp. Simon? That's me. Because Simon is at camp and he is not as much fun as my friends. Aww. I will not have to share my toys, and I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother is not as much fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day because he is at camp. Okay, so... we found out from the other note that there would be another guest exploring the house, right? And this note tells us that we have a older brother. Herbie's mean and really stupid, and today's a good day because I threw away his airplane. I also had more fun at camp than he has had in his entire life. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw my model airplane in the bushes outside, but I got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book because he won't stop writing about me, and today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book even though he is older. He is a crybaby. Today is a good day because today my brother returns from college, and I get to finally return to him the book I took from him a long, long time ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly have no idea how he survived sharing a room. All things being said, I wouldn't have it any other way. I still would rather have had a sister. Oof. Congrats on the diploma and welcome home, Simon. Okay, so we have an older brother, Herbie. Herbert. It's a living hamster just abandoned in this massive house. I like that the hamster has a little bunk bed. Look at him go. I wish I could crouch. Adorable. Alright. So... a boudoir, a gymnasium, or a commissary. Items for sale. We don't have any gems. Whenever you enter gymnasium, lose 2 steps. Owie. It's a good shape and rotation room for this location. But we are going to lose at least 4 because we're going to... Well, that's not true. That's not true because of the passageway that we have in the middle of the house. That is very conveniently placed because if we do like a boudoir, even if we don't get a room off the boudoir that connects straight into the passageway, we can still loop all the way back around to get into the passageway and then go north and then have access to the rest of the house. But I would still rather have a room with 3 connections on it just to have multiple ways to get back up into this part of the house, even if it costs us 2 steps. My steps. Can we actually play basketball? No. Okay, so we can... There's no straight through room. So we can do a nook. That will also get us north. Hey, that actually is great because then we don't have to necessarily go back through the gymnasium. Depends on what room we get off of the nook. More books. Key. The book nook. Another note, perhaps? Nope. It's a rather boring room with a key. This door is locked. Well, there you go. Instantly found a use for the key. Conference room. Whenever items would be spread throughout the house, they are placed in this room instead. So we can do a boudoir. That will take us back towards the gymnasium, or a conference room. See, the conference room would have been great to go off the gymnasium. So basically, do you want a dead end? Do you want to go back towards the gymnasium, or do you want to branch? You want 2 doors to branch off of. And then the gymnasium potentially can be a dead end. We can dead end it if we need to. Safe code, okay. 9083. Reminder, after meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. Okay, so it's the office safe code. I don't think we've seen the office yet. Spreading items. Some special rooms allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several other rooms currently on your estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items are gathered in that room instead. It's a strange note to have in your conference room, but thanks for the explanation. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5... Well, we don't have any gems, so it has to be a guest bedroom. Crud. No, can we cancel? Once you have drawn floor plans, you must select one to draft. Shit. Alright. Security would have been great to have here. Because you have 2 dead ends that are cutting off that passageway. No, it has to be the guest bedroom because we can't afford the other one, the other 2. Shit. Disaster. Sinclair, I just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't know the rules of darts to play your variations. I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variations. Hoping your health improves shortly, KL. Interesting. So there's a dart game that will actually be a mathematical puzzle. In the pool room. The billiards room, I'm sorry. Using my plebeian vernacular. Hey, what do you know? There's the billiards room. Fancy, I like. Can't play pool, but we do know about this dart game. Blue 19? Oh. What? That's it? Oh, let's just start clicking stuff, I guess. So, blue 19? Huh. Okay, so it cycles. So 1. Okay, so 1 has no effect. Neither does 2. Or 3. Well, okay, so I feel like I have to hit 19 in order to start the puzzle, because nothing else seems to have any effect. Okay, so 19. 11 and 8. So 11 and 8 add up to 19. 11 plus 8. And I assume that I can only hit 11 or 8. So 8. It's apparently not right. So 11 and 8, 11. No. So 19. Can I hit one that's not this? So 6. No, that resets it as well. So the only thing that I've been able to hit that progresses to past stage 2 is 19 again. So now we get 7 and 15. Which does not equal 19. And we have now a yellow ring as well as the blue inner ring. So, and again, we read that this is a mathematical puzzle. So there's some kind of, we're performing some kind of mathematical operation in order to derive the results of each number that we're clicking. I just don't see, 15 and 7 obviously don't add up to 19. No combination of 15 and 7, like a 17 times 2 would be 14 and 15, which is way too much. Potentially 19 and 19. Right, that would be, what, 38? So 15 and 7... It's 22, so it's not that. Unless I have to... Well, there's no 22, so I can't even, like, click 22. Okay, so 19... And that resets it. And everything else, I'm just going to try randomly here real quick. 19, 18, so 19 and 19. So 15, is it... So we know based on this, or we can, I guess, assume, short of having any other information, so 11 and 8 is 19, right? That's the only reason I can think of why pressing 19 again would let us progress. So does blue indicate a mathematical operation? So is it like 0 plus 11 plus 8? Well, I don't know what order it would be in unless it's like we continue going from the outside. So 15, so we're starting at a base of like 15, so We have to figure out what yellow might mean. So is it like 15 minus 7? It would be 8. Okay. So 6 minus 5 is 1. And we don't know what this is now, but we have 5 something 4. So we know it's probably not addition or subtraction, so we can get multiplication, right? So 5 times 4 is 20. Huge. Okay, so we're just doing order of operations going out. So 9 minus 7 is 2, times 10 is 20. And we got it. The silver key. Unlocking a door with the silver key leads to a room with many doors. Is there a particular silver door that we need the silver key with? This door is locked. Special keys. Exit. Before we do that, that could potentially be wasteful. Unless it's our only key, because there's only 2 directions that can branch off of this. So to maximize the use of the silver key, you would want it to have 3 potential tiles you could expand into, right? So if possible, let's just use a regular key. Could not see the floor plans while drafting in this room. A boudoir. Well, I mean, that's going to be easily enough. Because there's only one direction it can go in. So if we do that, let's see, boudoir is a waste. The lavatory is a waste. The dark room is the only useful room to go forward. So we know we're using the dark room. Oh, I see the issue, though. We don't know what rotation the resulting door is going to be in. So we know what our orientation is. So the door is going to be north. The new room is going to be north of us, but we don't know what rotation that room's going to have. No, we're going to have to go with it, though, because... Oops. Because the other 2 room selections were kind of useless to us. Oh, we don't even know what kind of room it is. Crud. Okay, we can see this, but we can't see what rooms we're picking. Well, it's 1 or 2. 2. Crap, we dead-ended ourselves. Order placed. A package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. So does that mean we have to pull this room again on the next day's random layout? Simon P. Jones, Mount Holly Estate. Fen Aries, 6030, Dad. Hey, buddy. How's it going up there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared being alone for this length of time, but I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you happy as a clam, perfectly content on the estate with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present themselves each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. I wanted to try to post this letter before we depart tomorrow so that it has a chance to arrive during your first few days on the estate, but with all the preparations, I'm not sure that I'm going to find the time. There's so much I want to say, and I'm sure I'll forget to tell you Friday nights. Sometimes it's easier for me to just jot this stuff down. You're yelling at me right now to come bring you a pillowcase. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I can tell you're really excited, but I think you might feel a little guilty about being so happy the day after the funeral. Believe me, I know how long Uncle Herbert worked on setting this up for you, and I know from our conversations just how much happiness this final project brought him. So do both of us a favor. Be excited. So wait, our older brother is Herbie, but also our grand-uncle is Herbert? Is he named after the other? The house really is amazing. I know it's been almost 7 years since we were last up there, and I'm really curious to hear just how much you remember from those summer trips. You've always been smarter than me at this kind of thing, so I'm not sure how much guidance or inspiration I can offer before your trip that'll actually be useful to you. Despite my best intentions, I'm sure that on Friday I'll end up leaving you with a few of my overused cliché expressions when we say farewell. Later, alligator. Dad. P.S. Get some sleep each night and don't spend all your time each day playing dirigiblocks. Alright. Good old nameless dad. He's not important to the plot. He's just dad. Utility room fuse box. More detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail to the address client has provided. Press any button above to activate blue. Press a blue indicator for the next red indicator to activate purple. 5 purple indicators are needed to activate the 6. Okay, so we do have the utility room fuse box. It was a puzzle to be solved there, and that's way too annoying to write down, so I'm just going to take a picture with my phone. So, let's backtrack. Since we have to backtrack anyway. Unfortunately, that means we're going to have to go back through the gymnasium and lose steps. But I relish the thought of being able to solve another puzzle. Well, rip steps. We're gonna have to lose another 2 to come back here again, 2 to go progress forward. Okay, so we already turned these green. Oh. I wonder if we could have gone and turned that back on in order to not have the negative effects of the dark room. Crap, I'll have to keep that in mind. My pictures. Okay, so the rules were you have to press any green button to activate blue. Activating a blue indicator press a blue indicator next to a red indicator to activate purple. So we can scroll. Press a blue indicator next to a red indicator to activate purple. Like so. And then we need 5 purple to activate the 6. Huh. So why did that make a blue on the other side? Oh no, it changed that one. We're messing everything up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're making a mess. No, I can't get a blue out of this. Purple. Oops. No, we're going backwards. I had a flow going and I messed it up. So I press this to get red. Or I press this to get red. I forget, even though I just did it like 4 times. Oh. What was the rules again? I randomly stumbled across it while clicking around aimlessly. 5 purple indicators I need to activate the 6. So I have 5, so if I click this, it'll turn purple? Okay. Does, utility room. What does that actually accomplish? I also noticed there's a gymnasium breaker down here, so I tossed that on the odd chance that maybe that disables the -2 step effect. nothing appeared to happen when I got all the purples. I'm gonna kick myself later if there's like, if the solution is, oh, you just had to press one of the purple ones one more time and you solved the puzzle. Okay, nope, that had no effect. This door is locked, special keys. That is a super waste because this only has one possible way it could be. Ugh, but we're kind of at the end of our trip here. So we're gonna need like, so this is gonna have to be a three-way. And then this is gonna have to be a three-way. And then this will, oh, our run is in danger here. We need like 3 lucky draws in order for this to not be a complete dead end and a waste of our silver key. Unlocking a door with a silver key will lead to a room with many doors. The pool, the gallery. Okay, there's a puzzle in the gallery. Adds locker room, sauna, and pump room to today's draft pool. We can't do because we don't have a gem. So the only option here is the gallery. And we have another puzzle. Oh my. Thick. With the lowercase k. Christopher Manson. Okay, so Thick, thick. With something special about the K, perhaps? T? We have to guess what each one is called. H. I. C. Thick. Hubris, envy, lust, wrath, gluttony, sloth, avarice. Christopher Manson, acrylic on oil canvas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seven deadly sins. Nails in infinity. So it's too many letters for any of the individual sins. There's enough for infinity. Let's see if that's an option. D, G, H, L, M, N, R, T, D, G, H. Okay, there's not. So there's a preset letters for each one. So I guess that's might help us. So we know it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 letter word that begins with an L, M, an N, an R, a T, a D, a G. What about this one? Actual, objective, genu. And then V-E-R-I. Genuvari. Christopher Manson. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. veritable. It's a table, right? Table legs, very table. V-E-R-I-T-A-B, crap. Veritas. Oh, that is an option. Veritas. And here we have P. Apple. Upside down stop. One, two, three, four, five, 6 letters. Starting with B, C, P is an option. These are wagons full of apples, fire hydrants, stop signs, and roses. A-E-I-O-U. Okay, so definitely a vowel or an H. Or a consonant. Okay, so it's definitely not T. It can be literally anything else. The P is on the right. The wagons are mirrored. Yeah. Paving. Paling. Pairing. I guess you can pair an apple. So we need a potential solution for the 7 deadly sins, infinity symbol, nails, painting of a shark. Let's see what our... Could be a TH or an SH. Eight letters. A-E-I. Okay, so the second letter is definitely a vowel. Or something that can be paired with a C, like a... Or, sorry, with a, H, was it? U-H. Something that can be paired with an H, like a T or a C. A... TH. So infinity is... We can't do infinity because it's the right number of letters, but there's no I in the start here, right? N, R, T, D, yeah. So all of the bins of sins are empty. Is V an option? No. Is O an option here? O-U-S could be an ending. We can do O-U-S. Is T an option here? Oh. Oops, no, that'd be a U, wouldn't it? Could be an N, noose. Goose. Loose. Noose. Anus. Sinus. Luminous. Is L an option? L. Luminous. 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 I don't know how to tell if we've done anything right or wrong. We can continue from here, so we don't waste all of our time on one puzzle. Combine inventory to create new items. A wine cellar plus 3 gems, but it looks like that's the end of the line. But a kitchen would be useless. Well, we can't even afford the kitchen, so it's going to have to be a workshop. Numerous. There are numerous nails. Infinity is numerous, right? There are a number of sins. There are 7 deadly sins, with numerous sins. I like numerous, makes more sense to me than luminous. Let's check this room out real quick. Workshop. Combine inventory to create new items. Coin purse. Plus running shoes makes nothing. Alright, well, that doesn't do us any good. Musical notes. Stones, or not musical notes, but sheet music. Stones cut by hands and letters wrought do spell are secrets carved from thought. A message read is often lost. A message is bold. Among the bold words spoken soft, the note is read, the letter is not. And there's only one bold word. Okay, so we're ignoring the letters of message. So inside of this section of the sheet music, a note is read. So we want to know a specific note in this section of the sheet music. A note is red, the letter is not. And that has something to do with S? Lockpick will occasionally be able to unlock some normal doors. Is this a puzzle, or...? The true box does not always contain the prize. Yep, we figured that out. Okay, so we need something to turn left. Freezes your accounts. Coin and gem amounts will not reset at the end of the day, and they cannot be adjusted or used until tomorrow. Interesting. Christmas tree. There's a safe wrapped up in one of the presents in the Christmas room. Let me run back here real quick. I want to snap a picture of this just in case this is somehow useful for a puzzle elsewhere in the house. Anything back here? Nope. The door was locked. Well, we're gonna have to try our lockpick kit. Did it work? Maid's chamber. Oh no, it's the end of the line. Less likely to find items laying around in your house. Well, that's a stupid room. Well, we finally backed ourselves into a corner. Not bad for a first run, I think. HSS, Howard S. Sinclair. Huh, this is a wholly useless room. There's just nothing in here at all. No notes. You know, unless the HSS is somehow a clue into something else. This is just kind of a crap room, huh? Well, I guess, you know, if we're trying to fill in rooms, not every room needs to have a purpose. It just needs to exist. Okay, so this is still outstanding. I don't know if we'll have like a music room with a piano in it or something. We're gonna have to play a sequence of notes. I still think numerous is probably right here. Thick. This is either like the obvious, this is how this works example puzzle, or this is a red herring. And you need to like look in the reflection. It's actually I-O-I-S, you know, this, you know, K doesn't really make sense, but there's more to the picture than just the thick. This I'm not so sure on. Like, pairing, I guess, makes sense in so much as the apple and the P. But it doesn't really make sense for anything else. All of these things are red, I just noticed. Like, an apple is red, a stop sign is red, a rose is red, a wagon is red. But I don't know how that helps us solve the name of the puzzle, per se. Those are radio flyer wagons. RADIO W-A-D-I-O, that's not enough. W-A-G-O-N, that's not enough. Boring. We've done it. The ultimate art critique. Boring. Alright, I don't want to waste more time than we already have on this. I assume that room will be available on another playthrough, or another attempt, so we'll leave it for now. We are dead-ended. There are no more rooms that we can progress through, so we're gonna... I guess we don't have to walk all the way back out, but... we have some steps left, so if I can get back outside, I do want to explore a little bit more of the outside area. Because there was a different way to wrap down into like a subterranean garage or something to that effect. Oh, there was a day-night cycle too, that's pretty neat. There's a gate over there. Make a wish. Huh. Okay, so there are doors downstairs. Some kind of mine shaft. Whoa. There are rooms down there? Where is there a sheer cliff like this? Look at that, it's bottomless. Quite the view. Spooky. Only we had a lighter. And a way to clear all these boxes. Okay, so this is a dead end as well. I guess we're gonna call it a day. Let's go to bed. We'll give it another shot tomorrow. Tomorrow you awake to find the rooms of the estate as well as your current inventory has been reset. Call it. Mount Holly, perplexing inn. 3 puzzle rooms, 5 bedrooms, total rooms 31, ranked reach 7, steps taken 57, items found 4. Okay. Save and continue. We'll do one more run. We have some time, and we'll probably be a little bit quicker next time now that we know what the flow of the game is like. Day 2, starting at 8 a.m. sharp. No items. Let's go right this time. Breaker room puzzle. Yeah, we never did see what the purpose of that was either. I got them all purple, but nothing really happened. Corridor is the only one that's really going to be useful to us. And this is the corner of the map, so we want something that's going to turn. Whenever you enter this room, gain 2 steps. Is that like the first time only, or can you just milk this room for infinite steps? A parlor has a puzzle in it. That would be kind of huge. Although I think, didn't we already solve this puzzle? Pantry gives us +4 coins. We haven't really figured out what to use those coins for yet. I think there was a shop where you could buy items, right? Or we could solve a puzzle and potentially get gems. Okay, so it's this again. Is it the same puzzle? The blue box is true. This box is empty. You are in the parlor. Okay. Let's grab the key. We know how this game works already. So, you are in the parlor. This one has to be true. Because we are in the parlor. So, either one or both of these boxes are lying. This box is empty. The blue box is true. Well, the blue box is true. Because we are in the parlor. So these two are telling the truth. That means this one is a lie. This box is empty, so that would mean that this one is not empty. And there we go. A nook or a hallway? Take a hallway for sure. With doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. We're in the east wing. Chapel. A nursery. Whenever you enter this, gain 5 steps. Oh, whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. No. I guess let's take a chapel. We don't necessarily have to enter it. Although, it doesn't really matter because we don't have any money, right? Unless we can go into debt somehow. So we can just go this way. A den, a pantry. We'll do the den. For sure. Take the gem. Activate this room. This room we can... This room can be a dead end if we needed to. A storeroom would be huge. Or mailroom, your package has been delivered. Okay, let's do that then. As much as I'd like to have the resources. So this, is it this? Customer's copy, packing slip. 5 K Thompson, 1 brass compass, and 2 gems. We are gem rich this run. Compass, draw floor plans leading north more frequently. Let's see, is this the same letter? Yep. Utility room fuse box. We already have this note. These return all correspondence and packages addressed to Denny Ravane to sender as he no longer is employed with our staff. And a picture of some kind of floral arrangement. Let's take a picture of that. Just in case. Sinkako. Nothing in the lockboxes. So, 3-way or right would be useful here. Leads to a secret passage. Leads to a room of a color of your choice. But it's... well, no, because if we do this, it would be straight, right? The only problem with that is that we would be one tile north of there, so we'd have to have a way to come wrap back around here. So if we take a pantry, take some gold, already read this, so apples are worth 2. So we'll add that to our list. So bananas are worth 3, apples are worth 2. Closet has 2 items, a patio, spread diamonds in each green room. We have 0 green rooms, so that's not super useful. Can take a closet with 2 items, but the patio would allow us to continue. We get 1 gem. Buried below, occasionally you may discover small mounds of dirt in certain rooms of the estate. With a shovel, one may be able to excavate these suspicious dig spots. Good to know, good to know. Like this. If only we had a shovel. Storeroom, spare room, commissary. We do have some money and some gems. Let's do a commissary. We've not seen this room yet anyway. It's Dirigiblocks. It's real. It does exist. Sale. 50% off. Day 20 and 21. Wow, they really expect you to take a lot of attempts at this, huh? Oh, I see the shoes. Coffee spelled wrong. What's this all about? The commissary. For sale today, a magnifying glass. A sledgehammer, sleeping mask, and running shoes. With the exception of the magnifying glass, it is all too expensive. But we can come back here later on without. With. The commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Staff notice. Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically, as your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call. It is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out on one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. Terminal password. Something starting with an S and ending with ING. With tent, without dog tag that says 10 on it. Textures. Sloppy texture work. Well, sloppy model work. Locked! No! Okay, well, we can come back with a key. Oop. And a coin purse. Each time you collect 3, earn 1 in interest. I missed that. So is that exploitable? Can you just keep going in and out? 39, 38, 40, 39, 38, 40. Huh. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. Utility closet, lavatory, or drawing room. We're going to do a drawing room so we get access to that bottom left corner. I forget if there's anything of value in here. Drawing floor plans. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans from which you must select one to draft. However, there are some items in rooms that will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial. Okay, so that's just explaining what the effect of this room is. So this can be a utility closet with a breaker box. Or an observatory, which gives us a star for each time you've drafted observatory. But I don't know what those actually do. 1 star each time you've drafted an observatory. Is that like... Does that mean we can make... Since we've been here once, we've drafted it once. We can now have a constellation that has 2 stars in it. Let's test it out. This is kind of like a meta progression system. Okay, so it's already pointed. If I look at this... So with 1 star, you get +1 gold. With 2 stars, right, because we've drafted this twice, now we can have a constellation with 2 stars in it. 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. 2 trunks? Like chests? And then with 3 stars, we can get +3 steps. With 4 stars, we can get a gem. Okay, so just the more times we draft this, the better stuff we get. I assume. Let's see what happens when we actually look. There we go. So we have a constellation with 2 stars. Oop. So we have the twins. A pair of chests has been added to the entrance hall. Oh! I don't know if it's just because I clicked on that. I'm curious if it just gives you, like, stars. Like, you get 3 stars, and you can either draft... You can then choose how you want to draft it, right? So if you've got, like, 3 stars here, you could either have the twins and a North Star, or you can have one of the slice. So you can kind of like draw your own constellations the way you want it. That would be pretty neat. So two trunks in the entrance halls. Let's go check that out real quick. Okay, they are. Of course they are. Alright, we're at a dearth of keys right now. We need 1 key for the commissary, and we need 2 keys for the entry hall. We can take... I'd rather take a nook than a storeroom. Well, I mean, either way, it doesn't matter because the drawing room will get us into that room. So let's take a storeroom then. +1 key, +1 gem, +1 money. +1 key, +1 gem. Anything else? Secrets, secrets, secrets. So, now, do we spend the key on the commissary door or one of the 2 trunks? Probably the commissary door, right? Progress is more important than goodies. Guest bedroom, nook, or kitchen. Or we can redraw. I kind of want something that goes straight through. Otherwise, we're relying on that one passage from the chapel to get us further into the game. And that could be a dead end, so we could be in trouble. Here we go, a courtyard would be perfect. Ah, greenery. If we find a shovel out here, that would be doubly awesome. Here's another digging spot. They use 2 digging spots. We desperately need to find a shovel. Okay, so this gets us further ahead. Do a nook or a spare room. Nook takes us back in towards the chapel. I don't want to... That's like collapsing our possible routes, right? So we're relying on this one room. This room would have to be a 3-way for us to be able to continue. So I'm going to take the spare room. Bunk room or security? Security is going to be huge. Because that gives us access to these 2 rooms and to these 2 rooms. Oh. We got a cutscene. We're a very dapper young lad. Oh, I see a piano. There's going to be a music puzzle. Yes, that's you. Good job. Strangely, I don't see the associated camera that would have been taking that feed. Blue memos equals true. Red memos equals lies. Ooh, so does that mean that it's not actually the west wing that's more likely to be locked? It's the east wing? Or is that just specifically in this room? Tapes. Staff notice. Effective the first week of December. Okay, we've already read this. 2 of these terminals can be found at security and in the laboratory. So there's 2 terminals here for clocking in and out. I don't know if that's useful for us. I see a computer here. Welcome to Mount Holly Security. Press enter. Security. View state inventory, keycard system, log into network. View state inventory. Following is a detailed list of items currently in the house that have yet to be collected. There's, oh yeah, 2 chunks we know about that. Keycard system. Security doors are doors within the estate that can only be unlocked with an electronic keycard. Keycard system is currently operational. Keycard system settings. The security level determines the amount of keycard security doors that will be deployed in your estate. E.g., you should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with a low setting and 5 or 6 with a high setting. Why would we want more keycard restrictions? Unless there's certain doors that can only be accessed behind keycards, right? So, like, I don't know, an armory room can only be found behind a keycard locked door. So if you remove keycard locked doors from your spawn pool, you'll never encounter an armory. Oh, we'll leave it at medium then. Back. Return. Log into network. Terminal password. Okay, so I did take a picture of this. So it was scratched out. Where was it? Scratched out, but it starts with an S. And it ends with an ING. I think it was actually the same note was posted over here on the wall. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Well, supposedly that is false. And this is true. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate, Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Okay, so this... Can't quite make it out. It starts with S, ends with ING, but there looks like there could be about 4 or 5 letters in between those. This could be snoring, could be sneaking, staffing. Staffing. Is it case sensitive? Log into network. Okay. Well, maybe we'll find a clue to that later on. Otherwise, we can just look at a dictionary and guess. So from here, let's go this way. Ah, balls. Oh, we're gonna miss. We're gonna miss a tile. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventures, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down in your notes and observations. A pad, a scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. I don't know why having beside is in a different font. Having beside you on your journey. Or rather, I guess just beside. Everything else is in uppercase. Beside is in lowercase. Jukebox. A bunk room, a nursery, or a veranda. Oh, we can't afford the veranda. Oh, we're dead-ending ourselves already. This room counts as 2 bedrooms. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. I don't want to spend a gem here, so we're just going to do a bunk room. Hamster's back. You read this already. Flashlight. The Thinsdale Mystery. Turtles of Vera. Nothing I can really interact with in here. Oh, never mind. There's 2 keys. Haha. Actually, that's huge, because now we can unlock everything. Alright, so office, opportunity to earn coin and spread coin. Again, 2 gems. That would be really useful. Actually, this kind of screws... Well, I guess we can get to the commissary, but we're going to need a lot of branches off of that locked commissary door to progress further into this run. Closet. Key. And a metal detector. Greater chance of finding keys and coins. Okay, well now we have too many keys. And we're running out of steps. Coins, keys, and gems. Damn, I should have done that first. I would have had 2 gems to unlock the veranda. Lesson learned. Ooh, a lucky key. The key to the secret garden. Finding it won't be easy. Here we go. Special key, secret garden key. Now that... If the secret garden only has one entrance, that's gonna screw us, right? Yeah, because there'll be no other way to go forward, so we want to use just a regular key here. A rumpus room. That goes straight. Dark room is a 3-way. Ooh. The rumpus room sounds fun, but it's only a 2-way. So we will potentially be dead-ending ourselves. We need a 3-way. And we didn't put a utility box anywhere, so we can't turn the lights back on in here. Sure. Take my money. Huge passageway. All right. Oh man, really? Are they all gonna be locked? Yes. So... Will it let me use a secret garden key here? Will it turn it into a secret garden? Or is it only useful in the secret garden to get out of the secret garden? Let's see. This key does not fit. Okay, so we have to use a regular key. The boudoir. Metal detector is going off. A safe. It's not the office, but we do have a 9083 code. 9083, enter. 9083, enter. Okay, so it's not that. Sag. We'll have to remember that for the future. There's a hidden safe. Secret key. A great hall. 7 locked doors. How does this even work? I guess, like, this will be a door to the left, this will be a door forward, this will be a door to the right, and then this will be... stuff? Or potentially nothing, because, like, the metal detector is not going off here. It's not going off here. It's not going off here. So only one of these rooms has a treasure in it. Only one of these doors has something behind it. Oh. Keys for sale. Or a dining room. A meal in the dining room after rank 8 has been unlocked. Well, if I put the locksmith here, we're killing 2 of our potential paths forward. But we are hitting a lot of locked doors. The only problem is well, actually, it's not even worth debating because I have no gems, so it has to be a dining room or a utility closet. So I guess we have not hit rank 8 yet. Is that like progress forward? So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Metal detector is not going off, so there's no items in here. Drafted 2 times, rarity standard, type blueprint. We only have 5 steps left. Oh no. We've dead-ended. Crap. Kitchen would have been great. Food for sale, because we need more steps. A walk-in closet with 4 items. Alright, well, it has to be a guest bedroom. That at least gives us 10 more steps, but it does kill our progress into the next tier. We already read this. This is the note about the dart game. There's a key card. Opens electronically powered security doors. And there's still something beeping in here. Aha! Got you, little scamp. Alright, so we still can go this way. This will put us back into the same room as the dark room, so this one needs to be a 3-fer. Oh, not necessarily. If it turns up, that'll also work. Less likely to find items laying around in your house. That's not very good. But the other 2 rooms are gem-locked. So, maid's chamber it is. The family photo. Staff notice. The day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It is with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer, and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for details. In following the instructions left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November 6th. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. It says Maze Chamber rank 6. So is this actually just the rank is how far forward you get? So this would be rank 7 rooms, this would be rank 8, and then this is rank 9 rooms. Crap. No. Oh, it would have been all of our choices are dead ends. Man, that sucks. And no random key. And the Great Hall is going to be locked. So I think that kills all of our momentum. I guess we can hit the commissary, but there were no keys for sale in the commissary, so that doesn't really help us. Oh. Is that what it is? So we got lucky, so the 7 doors, that means there's no like hidden closets or anything. You're guessing which of the 3 doors on each side leads to one of the side passages, so you could potentially just waste keys on an empty room. That sucks. A sledgehammer is 8. Sleeping mask, running shoes. Let's see at least what a sledgehammer does. Maybe that lets us bash down a door or something. Sledgehammer can shatter padlocks on locked trunks. Magnifying glass. Inspect the documents of the estate more closely. Huh? So let's go look at... No! I want to look at the security room password. You've pushed yourself to the very edge of exhaustion and must now return to your campsite to get some rest. You can continue your search tomorrow, however the house might be a little bit different. Mount Holly, respectable inn, 6 bedrooms, total rooms 29, ranked reach 7. Yep, so rank is just how far north you get on the map. Got it. Mount Holly Inn. Is that the name of the house? I know it's Mount Holly, but it's considered an inn. Where we're at? We're at 2.5 hours. I think we'll call it there for this first episode. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna structure this series, because you don't, like, this is kind of a roguelite, right? You're not really guaranteed to make any progress other than some ethereal meta progress, but you just kind of have to hope that you get the right RNG and use your best judgment to kind of hope that you get a successful run. So I guess each episode of this series is just going to be me doing some more runs and hoping that we get to the end. But that's going to be it for this set of runs. So if you've been enjoying this playthrough of Blueprints, hit like and subscribe. If you want to try out Blueprints for yourself, head on over to Steam and pick it up. If you have any comments on things I might have missed or things that I messed up or maybe some hints on some puzzles, let me know in the comments below. But whatever you do, I will see you right here again in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.